Here is Barkley. Left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Turris the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase.
LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer. 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three.
Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Oh, hit, throw. Oh, come on. Justin Jefferson. You got to be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good. Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore.
Is it Brandon? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday. First, 2-2-1. Chet did not play. Duncan overcashed. Bobby threes cashed, points missed, and Hardaway's threes cashed. So Duncan cashed, Bobby Portis threes cashed, then Bobby Portis points missed, and Tim Hardaway's threes missed. Hit a plus money, missed a plus money, and then Bobby Portis was minus 125. Actually, I don't think we lost 0.3 now. I think we lost 0.15, actually. My fault, because that was a plus. It was a plus 118. Yeah, we actually only lost 0.15. I got to fix that. Anyways, let's get into today's slate. 2-2 minus 0.15 units yesterday. Yo, what's up? Brandon Ingram rebounds cash. I do remember speaking on that yesterday. Nice slate today. What happened in the NBA last night? Cleveland, James Harden, and Donovan Mitchell both sat. I talked about running the double-double for Jared Allen. Never got there. That cashed. OKC versus Detroit. OKC kept that game competitive. Detroit did ultimately win by 8 points. Duncan cashed for us there. Golden State versus Memphis. I did not watch a second of this game. Pods had 19. Will Richard had 21. Moody had 14. Santos had 17. I think his line was 16.5 right there. Pat Spencer had 9 assists in that game. Cam Spencer just played 21 minutes. Ty Jerome, 22 points in 24 minutes. I think Ty Jerome played a season high in minutes last night. Gigi Jackson also had a great game. Javon Small, those of you that don't know about him, WVU, played for WVU last year. Tore his ACL. He had an injury late season. I think it was an ACL injury. So happy to see him playing well. San Antonio versus Toronto. San Antonio won that game just by 3 points, though. Toronto was able to keep that one competitive. In the Discord, I did add Brandon Ingram under 20.5 points, and that cashed. That was, I don't believe I released that one on stream. So we did cash that one last night in the Discord. Definitely was a sweat. He finished with 20. And he had 20 with like 2 minutes to go, and he had a field goal attempt. That was a good one. We were sweating that. Champagne, we should have betted. I sat here and talked. It was plus 152 on the threes. He did finish with 3. Champagne cash there. Houston beat up on Sacramento. Denver beat up on Boston. Jamal Murray had something weird in that Boston game where he tried to play, couldn't play. I think he sold a lot of people on some lays because I think he might have played some second quarter minutes. Yeah, BI missed the game winner. Yeah. So shout outs to BI. We needed it. All right, let's get into today's slate. Miami versus Philly. I kind of like Embiid and Maxi's over. They're both at 27.5. Embiid is probable. Obviously, Paul George is still out. Norman Powell has been downgraded. So I wouldn't be surprised if he sits. Hero could have a good game in his last game, 26, 22, 23, 31. So since he's came back, 26 is the most minutes. 29 is, I think, very playable there. He did void. Okay. He did void. Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at some Tyler Hero 19.5 here. I do think we could see bottom 10 defense versus position. Wow, is that it? Not a lot of action for him. Do think we could see decent usage in about 9.5, or I'm sorry, not 9.5, 28 to 29 minutes. I know this is basketball, but hockey narrative. Igor. Yes, Pitt Penguins' wife had a baby yesterday. Okay. I like that. Also, Penguins are my favorite team. Don't watch a lot of hockey, especially when they're not doing well, but Penguins are my favorite team. I think I'm 60 miles south of Pittsburgh or 90 miles south of Pittsburgh, something like that. Bam Adebayo, let's go look at his last 10. They've had to face up this season, right? 18 in the one matchup. What were his rebounds? We can click on this and see if Embiid played. No Embiid in that game. Let's go without Norman Powell. Very small sample. Minutes 29, 28, 31. Close game. 3 for 10, 19, and 13. Kind of all over the place. Lean under points for Bam Adebayo, but I don't have a lot of conviction. I don't like playing unders in Miami. They play with such a pace that it's not really a spot I'm generally looking for unders. Kelly Oubre, threes were expensive, but I thought the points were intriguing. So if you go without Paul George and then with Joel Embiid and Maxey, 75% hit rate this year, 15.8. They're 17th. As I said also, very high-paced team. So I like that as well. And in competitive games, this game's not competitive. Competitive game, 38 minutes, 39 minutes, 34 minutes, 30 minutes, 35. Really like Kelly Oubre over 14.5. I think my biggest concern is that I like Maxey's over. I kind of like Embiid's over. So I've had a difficult time deciding which player individually I want to target. But there's definitely a couple spots in here that I do. Mr. D, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. Kelly Oubre over 14.5 points. Let me look at some things. This might be our first official play. Kelly Oubre, 13.5 actually available at DraftKings. 13.5 available at Fanatics. Everywhere else is 14. And you know what? I do remember looking at this morning. I'm going to leave this as a lean for now. Actually, did his threes price come down? If his points did? No, they're still at like 150. I don't like him at that price. I'm going to wait and see if we get a little better number on Kelly Oubre over 13.5 points. That line, it does appear to be trending down. I would have some interest there. How has VJ played in the head-to-heads? We can clear all these filters. He hasn't played versus Miami yet. Okay. Going to be a fast-paced game. 12th versus spot up, 22nd in transition, 22nd versus pick and roll ball handlers. Without. Now we can go here to just get an average minutes. 35. You love to see that. Anyone have any interest in RAs? Going to be a high-paced game. It doesn't look as green on the back end here. 9.5 minus 110. Let's remove filters. Look at the last 10 games. Under in quite a few. Good minutes here. Decent potentials at not really where you want to be. You want to be closer to 18, 19 here. It's the pace, though. What is your thoughts on Maxey's PAs or his threes over? Which sign sounds better? So if I show you my notes from the Philly game, I probably won't be able to get it. Can you see it? I actually have Maxey's points or PAs. I did look at the threes as well. I was trying to work through this and decide if there was one player I wanted to attack, but we can go without PG with Embiid 2025. Very, very green, right? Over in all but one game. Let's see, in this game, still had 18 field goal attempts. Now, I really like Maxey. Are you called Carter Jr. double-double the other night? Good shit. Oh, yes. I do remember that in the Ohio game. Lola! Okay, I couldn't tell what that sound was. Let's look at Maxey's PAs because this might be my first official play. 34.5, basically painted. DraftKings is the only 35. FanDuel, 34, 125. Models at 38. Okay. Yep, this is going to be my first official play. No. Davion Mitchell's the matchup, but he is questionable. He missed the last one too, or did he leave early? What's the Davion Mitchell news here? Do we have Mitchell news? Because it is a very difficult matchup. Outside of that, love to attack it. And if he's out, I'm going to really, really like it. Truly questionable. I'm going to wait on that as well. Any thoughts on edge come over rebounds? Filter without PG, top 10 of pace, over in 7 of 8 this season. You know, I was looking at this as well for VJ. That's why I spent some real time looking at his RAs. Assists look good in this same layout, bro. 69% hit rate. Better price, I will say, at the rebounds at 5.5. But that's why the RAs were so intriguing to me. 9.5. I like it. I like it all the way around. RAs or rebounds, I wouldn't talk you off of either. And he is someone you can play with or without Davion Mitchell, I believe, because Mitchell will spend most of his time on Maxey. We had a request on Bam over 27 in a PR. Bam, PR. First thing we can look at is just with Hero, last 10. You're saying smack the under? You're saying smack the under? Because I would be intrigued with a Bam Adebayo PR under. Like I said, I hate betting their unders because of their pace, but I am intrigued with this. Yeah, Ware has been getting some burn again. Let's go talk about that specifically. Last 5 games. Clear all other filters. We've got 18, 18, 18, 27. That was 14, but in the last, he's at 18 or more. 27. I don't think we're seeing, let's go like 16. I wish I could filter when Ware plays 16 minutes, how does Bam look? But I bet it would be under. Can you look at Maxey steals and blocks with Embiid in the lineup? Everyone you and Chalk talk steals and blocks that wins with margin. Okay, good call. I did not think about that. Give me a second here, though, because I think I am running Bam's PR at FanDuel as my first official play. You can get better numbers than FanDuel. There's an 05 at MGM, a 110 at the Score, or Hard Rock. I'm just going to track first the 112 because I should be able to get enough down there. Points plus rebounds over under. Yes, I'm running this. First official play, Bam under 27.5 PRs. If Norman Powell does play, I love it. And if he doesn't play, I still like it. It's still a good play. First official play, Bam, under 27.5 PRs. Always good to get an under on the board. Always good to get an under on the board. Andrew Wiggins. Hold on 1 second, boys. Hold on 1 second. All right, all good. We back. Mom was calling. Had to make sure all was good with her. Last 10, Andrew Wiggins, 27, 35, 33, 32. Let's go with Hero and with Powell just for shits and gigs. I know Powell is questionable. Secondary charts, I want to see minutes. Average is 30. Let's see if some of these low are blowouts. Blowout. Okay, so that explains some of these lowers. Even that one's a blowout. Okay, yes, we should play 26 or more, right? What was the score in this game? Yeah. I'm not assuming a blowout. It's a 2.5-point spread. Stat filters, minutes. Let's go to 26. 25 plus is fair. Average is 18.2. Wouldn't say this is a great matchup or an awful matchup. 18th versus spot up. Bam, we already played Bam's under. Andrew Wiggins over 14.5 has some life. I like this with Hero and with Powell. Now let's say Powell doesn't play. Small sample, 16 and 18 field goal attempts. I really like the field goal attempts in that one. Andrew Wiggins over 14.5, over 15.5. Both look playable in my opinion. You rocked with Ware's rebounds over last night. What were they at last night before they moved? I will say as well, haven't bet it. Quentin Grimes, this is my issue with Philly. I like so many of their players to go over. I think it's just the pace for me. So definitely can't just like blindly take everyone's over. I like Grimes. I like Oubre. I like Maxey. I like Embiid. I will say Maxey, I really like Maxey's assists. I don't know if anyone requested it, but over 6.5 was like minus 140 at FanDuel this morning. I think it hit in all but one game with Joel Embiid. Now you get such a high-paced game, so I really like that. That's why I thought the PRs or the PAs were a good pivot. You do have to keep in mind, though, Mitchell's an incredible defender if he does go. Probably a bigger issue for the points than the assists, I will say. Yeah, that's what makes it hard on the Philly side of the ball. I do like a lot of guys to go over. Hard for me to kind of focus in on which one. Khalil Ware, rebounds over 6.5 was the line. Now it's 7.5 plus money. 6.5, you're probably looking at 150, 160. Looks like the best price is 180. So definitely great closing line value there. If I'll say one thing, I'll say CLV in the NBA has been very weird this year, to say the least. I mean, I would legitimately argue I've got a better record with a negative closing line value this season than with closing line value, which is ridiculous. I mean, this should never happen, especially over the course of 2 to 3 months. So kind of a weird thing, but I'm sure the market will stabilize itself. Over at 6.5, I like a lot. 7.5, I'm not mad at. He should get some Drummond Bona minutes. So great closing line value. I'm not going to chase it now that it's moved. All right, just one official bet in that game. I do have some leans, maybe a possible parlay or two with some of those pieces involved. Let's move on to Charlotte versus Indy. This is a 12.5-point spread. Charles Lee, I believe it's Charles Lee. He's always been weird with rotations. Now they're 10-point favorites. I don't love that. We can go here. Wins of 10 or more. Look at his assists. Look at this season specifically. Over in 56% of games, averaging 6.6. Rebounds, 50-50. Points, well under. Don't know that I want to fade it versus the Pacers, though. What I will say is, and you know what? The books are absolutely hip to this. I would think to bet the under because Cleveland loves to run you off the line. even versus high pick and rolls, they're going to like hedge well. And I do think LaMelo is going to be able to split those double teams, but it's not going to lead to a bunch of open threes. And if you look at the hit rate compared to what the book's offering, I think the books are thinking the same thing. Later in the season, we get more efficient. They get more likely my numbers are to agree with theirs. That's just how it goes. And that's what we're seeing here in the late season. Brandon Miller line, 21.5 plus money. Let's see what those 20.5s look like. Minus 120 available at Bovada, 125 at Fanatics, Profit X, 130 at the Score. Definitely some playable options there for Brandon Miller's over. Any head-to-heads this year? One game, he scored 29 points. LaMelo played. Looks like Miles Bridges missed that game. Let's go see what we can see. Difference in scoring for him this season. Ooh, that's just a win of 10 or more. Okay. This game, Miles played no LaMelo in this game. Although, yeah, this was one of the games LaMelo came off the bench. Okay. LaMelo put in 33. Brandon Miller, 2 for 8, only 19 minutes. Was this the fight? Did he did he swing on somebody in this game? J-Man, I used to solely live off of CLV, and I've seen how much of a pain in the ass it can be. I will say, like, if you bet 10,000 plays, you'll probably make a return. But the swings can be something else. So you have to be, CLV is not the only way to live, unless you're like very well bankrolled. You need to have a 6-figure bankroll to live off of just CLV. You need to originate beyond that. I like Brandon Miller's points over. I will say over in 2 or 3 this season. Struggled in the last one, but his minutes were very low. 20.5 minus 120. Definitely a lean over for Brandon Miller. Third verse spot up, but 27th verse pick and roll ball handlers, 28th verse. Basically every offensive metric minus his points. Sure, 22% of his scoring comes from that area. The other 78%, they're terrible verse, right? So definitely like Brandon Miller in this one. Like him a little better than LaMelo Ball just because the minutes, I think, have been more consistent for me. Just on the season. Con Kneppel, let's see how he's done because they don't allow a lot of threes. He still went 5 for 12 in one matchup, then just 2 for 6 in another. He can get it done off the floor, but I don't like backing him in matchups where he's not going to be able to shoot the ball well. Nothing for me on the point side of it. Let's look at his assists. He's had some good assist games. That being said, Indiana doesn't allow a bunch of them. Would lean under his assists. It would be a disgusting play, but low-key, this matchup, possible blowout. I would have some interest in a PA under. Let's go wins 10 or more this season. Well, he's a rookie, so it'd only be this season. With LaMelo, 21.1 is the average. The line's 21.5, though, 44% hit rate. Nothing official would lean under. Is this actually the line? Okay, it looks like that's like an offline or maybe an offshore line or something like that. If that were the line at like minus 110, minus 120, it's an auto bet. I still really like it here. Let's remove everything. Last 10, 22 minutes in a blowout. He's coming off of a suspension. It's not like it's anything injury-wise. So full go on minutes tonight is my full expectation. Decent defense versus spot up, but again, everything else they struggle against. Indiana's defense, terrible in the midi, terrible in the paint. You can see here 34% of his points. 55% of his points is coming in the paint or restricted area. Where they do defend well is from above the break in the corners, but inside the three-point line, man, they're really struggling. I might just rock the 21.5 for real. I don't need the 20.5. Let me go shop around. This might be our second play. Let me see because Charlotte doesn't play as fast as you think, but I think Indy's like 11, 12. 26 for Charlotte, yeah. Let's look at, can I see? And then their pace is way up over the last 15. Interesting. Yeah, I'm running this. I'm running Miles Bridges. I like Brandon Miller too, but I actually like Bridges better. I've got a 116 at DK. I got a 110 at MGM, 115 MGM, several 120s out there. I think tracking this versus 116 is fair. And that's where I'll be able to get down there for enough. So let's do that. Let's do that. Miles Bridges over 21.5 PRs. Second official play, Miles Bridges over 21.5 PRs. Give me 1 second to get this in. I'm just going to release everything right after stream. I don't think we're going to move too far. 117 on the 22 plus, or wrong button. 116 on the other one. Save the penny. Save the penny. Miles Bridges over 21.5 PRs is a bet. Okay, moving on in this game. I'm not betting anything on the Indiana side of it, to be honest, to just be quite honest with you. Nothing from me on the Indiana side of it. I think Diabate's in a good spot tonight. What do his minutes look like? 30 in the last game and then suspension. Prior to that, 32, 29, 28, 33. Let's go 28 or more minutes for him this year. You could really set the ceiling, I think, at like 34. 28 to 34 is cool. $20.25. We can remove this now. 53% hit rate, 19 under in this game. No opinions on Diabate. Well, I would say I kind of lean over, but I don't love it. That's going to wrap it up for me in this game. One official play there as well. San Antonio versus Brooklyn. San Antonio is 12.5 point favorites. We like fading MPJ when they get smoked. $32.5 is a lower number than we've been able to play in the past. I will say that. We've played 33s and 34s. This number is definitely kind of on its way down. It's definitely on a trend down. San Antonio possibly on a back-to-back. Yeah, they are on a back-to-back. I'll stay off of it for that reason, but I do lean under. Nothing for me in that game. Let's go ahead and move on to Houston versus Orlando. Houston on a back-to-back, not more competitive, more of a blowout last night, 27.5 minutes for KD, 30 PRAs, 21 points. That game went a lot like we thought it would on stream. I liked the model liked him to score 25 points, but I was really concerned with his minutes, and he did just play 27 minutes. I believe that was a 20-point game at half. And then the game before versus Utah, they played him closer than I thought they would and still lost by 20. If that tells you anything about how the last two games have went. Musa Diabate rebounds is clear under on points, rebounds in my opinion. Diabate under on PRs. Okay, not mad at it. 12.5 point game. Why not? Why not? If it weren't a blowout, I'd probably agree with you less, but at 12.5 points, fair. Kevin Durant, points, assists, rebounds. I think these teams played once this season. 11-16. KD played 45 minutes in that game. Was that an overtime game? KD had 35 points, 24 shot attempts. Had to be overtime. Sengun had 31 field goal attempts. Am I reading this correctly? 45 minutes, yeah. I mean, What is going on here? Quarter 5, 11. Okay, I was wondering how overtimes would work with the way they have that set up. Okay, so Durant played incredibly well in the last matchup versus them. They allow 25th most points to free throws. Makes sense he'd play well. They struggle versus isolation. Also makes sense that he would play well. Bottom 10 versus top 10 versus 2025 over in all 4 games, including a game versus Orlando. Now, this is back-to-back. I don't love that for him. 2 of those games were back-to-backs. Not mad at KD over 25.5 points. Looks like he could be aggressive tonight as well. This game is in Orlando. This game is in Orlando. Nothing official lean over there. Let's talk about Paolo. We can remove all of these filters. We can go to last 10. We can go bop, bop. You really don't want to play assists, rebounds, or points over versus Houston, for being just quite honest. Difficult matchup for Paolo tonight. What did he do in the head-to-head this season? He didn't play. He didn't play. Model says run the under. I don't like the under. Going to be a no play for me here. Suggs is questionable. Franz is out. Going to be a no play for me here. Did Sengun play in the previous game? Yeah, that's right. He had a 30 ball. We talked about it. 45 minutes on 31 field goal attempts. 31 field goal attempts. Bottom 10 defense versus post up this season, over in 64% of games, averaging 23. Minutes are good and all, but 2 of these games, I really think he plays at least 30. Average there, 36 minutes, 24.8. We can play an over 20.5. Rebounds don't look as green. Assists look okay. Alperen and Sengun over points looks to be a good play tonight here. Big Geeker says it's a Bane night. Anthony Black's under. Wendell field goal attempts under 7.5 rebounds. Wendell rebounds under actually could make some sense tonight. Had just 6 in the previous matchup. 15 points, though. Good for him. 2 threes. 11 field goal attempts in that game. I know this was a while ago. Oddly enough, I want to say I bet like his PR unders and lost. That could definitely be true. Let me go to my model real quick. $15.4 on the PRs. I would lean under Wendell Carter Jr. PRs. I'm at 15.4. You can play an under 16.5. What's the juice on that? Minus 115, even monies. Any 17s? 17.5, minus 125, 122, 127. Actually, yeah, Wendell Carter under PRs. Last 3 games, he's balled, though. Difficult matchup today. Are we on our third play? $122 at DraftKings, $120 at MGM, $125 at Hard Rock. I think I do want to run Wendell PRs under. Let me see something. I might just go rebounds. Gone. 126 at DraftKings. Let's stop talking about it. 126 at DraftKings. Let's stop talking about it. Love that. Pick of the day, 2 unit to win 2 unit to win 2 unit. Love that. Yep, Wendell Carter Jr. under 7.5 rebounds. Pick of the day to win 2 units. Shout outs to you. Pick of the day, Wendell. Going to have a write-up for that just after stream here. Desmond Bane has been playing incredibly well recently. Rebounds look green as fuck. Let's go last 10 rebounds, points. Last 10 games, 25, 23, 22, 25, 31, 34, 36, and 22. Not a spot I'm generally trying to attack overs versus Houston. I do think his points line's just a hair too high. Reed Shepard, coming off of a huge day yesterday. I believe he started with Amon sitting out yesterday, right? 28 points. Who knows what's going to happen with Amon tonight? Going to be nothing official for me with Reed there. Moving on to Portland versus Chicago. When I went through this game this morning, nothing really stood out to me. Actually, I don't have opinions on that game. Sorry to just burn through one. Sacramento versus Dallas, Najee Marshall. So we've got Cooper Flag out, PJ Washington out. And if we go to his rebounds, small sample size. Is there really only just 2 games? Without Cooper Flag, 25% hit rate. PAs was a print earlier in the season. That's fallen off. Dallas is not a team I've bet a lot on recently either. We'll just keep it 100% honest. Don't feel like I've got the greatest touch on them. I will say we've played Clay multiple times at minimum. Sacramento dog shit. 8 3-point attempts in the last matchup in 27 minutes. Played 23 minutes, 18 minutes, 27 minutes, 23 minutes, 19 minutes. Let's go no flag, 2025. Over and all but 1, 23, 18. Rank versus spot up, 16th. 115 at Bet Rivers, going once, going twice. I'm sold. Third official play, Klay Thompson's threes. $117 at Rivers, 125 Fanatics, 129 DraftKings, 132. Definitely a couple spots here. You played Najee's PRs last night. Not mad at that. Not mad at Najee's PRs. Let me get this in real quick. One second, I gotta get this in myself. Dallas threes, Clay 3+ is 115. Get that 3+ at 115. Get that 3+ at 115. Okay, got it in. You're going Clay 3+ 3-pointers made. Gonna close well on that. Pretty confident we close well on that. Going to be nothing else for me in this game. Monk sold us recently, so nothing for me in that game. Looks like we have 3 games left on the slate. Next one, Lakers versus Phoenix. Lakers are 5.5-point favorites. I don't think the Lakers should be favorites in this game. Just my 2 cents. Luka, if there's a 30.5 playable, probably run it. Otherwise, probably not. 120, 120, 135, 139. If DraftKings improves a little bit, I'll run it. Until then, no opinion. Or it's just a hair too high to run the over and too low to run the under. I'd need to be at about 31.5, 32.5 before I thought about this. What do they have Reeves assists at? Still at 3.5, still juicy. What are they going to give me as under RAs at? 7.5. Will anybody give me 8? 8.5 is shitty price. What do they give me the PRAs at? Interesting. What's LeBron's status? Rui's out. Can live without Rui. No LeBron news. Third play, or maybe fourth play. We're about to go Austin Reeves under PRAs. I'm going to go to Bet Rivers again. But every single book is 28.5. So just get the 28.5. NBA, Lakers, Suns. Projections on this are 25.72. So we've got a very good edge. 25.72. Player specials. Yeah, I'm going 28.5 minus 108. Austin Reeves under PRAs is our next play. Cool. Let's move on. In this game, Jalen Green still without Dylan Brooks, still without Devin Booker. Let's go. We can clear all filters here. Played 26 minutes, played 22 minutes. PRA of 28.5 feels way too high for me. I mean, way too high for me. I mean, automatically fading him. I feel like a lot of people are going to be laddering him tonight. If the Lakers sell out on him, he's going to be dog shit. Next official play, 112 at DK. Jalen Green under 28.5 PRAs. I'm going to go DraftKings. You can also get that number at Novig. Player combos. PRA over under. Jalen Green under 20.5 minus 112. Okay. Jalen Green under 28.5 PRAs. Next official play. I was just about to say Reeves under. Yep, ran it. Cool. Next play. Next player, LeBron James, points line. Let's go look through points, rebounds, and assists. 18.5, automatically lean over there. Assists, automatic, no opinion. Rebounds, no opinion. Threes, don't like the underprice, no opinion. I do like LeBron over 18.5 points tonight, minus 120. That line's like damn near paying it even on the juice. Head-to-head this year at all? Looks like, yeah, this season. Yeah, this season over in both. Let's see who played. Neither guy. Okay, what about this one? At least he had Luka. Is this season as well? Yes, it was this season. With both, scored just 10 points. Good enough for me to stay off of it. Colin Gillespie. I don't like a lot of things on the Phoenix side of the ball. They failed to score 100 points, and maybe they got their last game, but they've been struggling. 130, no. Oh, I'm looking at head-to-heads. Okay. Yeah, 81 in this game. Christ, come on. 81, 77. They did have 113 there. So nothing official for me, though, on the Phoenix side of the ball. They're pretty beat up. Pelicans versus Utah. I don't love this game. Laurie Mark, the NBA is sending their own people to go investigate Utah. The Pelicans don't own their draft picks, so they have no incentive to really win. Tay, I got no opinions on that side of the ball. Like, we can speculate all we want, but who know what the hell's really going to happen with Phoenix? Gillespie will have a high usage. I'll tell you that. They both should chuck. Luka's threes. I would rather play his points, Matt B. I would rather play his points. 1 second. All right, we are back. Murray assist. Murray. Oh, DeJounte Murray is back. Second game back now. Is that correct? First game back, he played 24 minutes, 3 assists, 2 boards, 1 3, 24 minutes. He's got a day's rest in between here. DeJounte Murray would not. I'm not mad at the assist. I'm not mad at anything DeJounte Murray related here. Lauri Markkanen, if he did play, would get dumb minutes. Same to be said as about Keontae. I think if you want to attack somebody here, maybe Kyle Filipowski, maybe Derek Queen, maybe Ace Bailey, I'd probably stay away from the Stars in this one. Let's move on to the last game tonight. We're probably closing in on an hour. We're at about 46 minutes. Minnesota versus the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers are really not playing for shit either. Did we talk about Portland and Chicago at all? I may have missed it. I was looking at Jeremy Grant points and Kling and rebounds. No, I kind of skipped that one because Chicago is just in a spot right now where I don't want to gamble on them. That's just the truth. I don't want to bet on their games. So no, I don't have any opinions. We're going to have games like that into the last 20 or so games for each team here. Chicago, Sacramento, Utah, really the 3 right now that I just want to avoid. Wizards, like what Trey Johnson, what the hell are they doing with him? So like the teams that are purposely trying to lose, I'm almost subconsciously trying to avoid those games. The Clippers aren't necessarily trying to win, I'll tell you that. Kawhi's line, I mean, he'll play with pride. 28.5, definitely reasonable for him to go over. I do think if the Clippers are getting whooped early, they're going to throw it in. I could see someone like Ayo Dosunmu having a good game. Is Naz Reid back and healthy and good to go and all that? Day-to-day still okay. Derek Jones Jr. might have a decent day. Who's his matchup? If John Collins doesn't go, he'll slide into the starting spot, right? And then he'll line up versus Randall. Benedict Mathurin also too. Let's look 30, 31, and 33. I think he could be blowout proof tonight. Benedict Mathurin over 20.5 points. Oh, wow. 1.5 threes is his line. I know he's not been cashing them of late, but do some positive regression. Benny Mathurin's threes looks decent. If Claw play under assist with Benedict Mathurin, under assist, yeah, that would make sense to me. Gillespie under assist, no Booker. You know what? That actually makes a lot of sense too, J-Main. Williams, was it Robert Williams on Portland or Jaden Mc... I don't know why I said that. Not Jaden McDaniels. Is Robert Williams in? Mark Williams for Phoenix. Brandon Williams for Dallas. Mark Williams for Phoenix. Rebounds under actually could make sense. Actually, Mark Williams rebounds under is about to get ran. Mark Williams rebound under. I'm going to go the score. DraftKings is there. Prop Builder, Hard Rock, MGM's at an even better price. FanDuel's fine at 136. I am going to score. Cool. Let me add that Mark Williams rebounds under was a play. Under 7.5 rebounds. Love when we are finding unders. Love when we are big slate today, 10 games. Not surprised that we have a decent amount of plays out. Only would really want to play unders, I think, on the Phoenix side of the ball in that game. Minnesota versus the Clippers. Quickly go through it, and then we can circle back to any questions. Didn't have any thoughts when I went through this morning. Let's give it a refresh. Anything that I kind of skimmed through that you want to go back over? We've got about 9 or 10 minutes. Klingon will be the first one I'll go at. Klingon points and rebounds. This is the Chicago game. I just don't want to bet against. I don't want to have anything, right? This is Chicago. Yeah, this is the Chicago game. I think he should dominate in the minutes he gets. What's the spread? It's 4.5. I would be willing to lay the 4.5, I think. I think Portland could win this game by double digits. They're a new team. I don't think they're – I would lean over, bro. Lean is as good as you're getting from me. Not an official play. Love the unders 10-game slate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I definitely like to run my unders. Find good find better value there, in my opinion, than the overs. Derek Jones as a starter. Yeah, that's what I was assuming as well with John Collins is out. So yeah, I like the points and rebounds over for Klingon, but lean is as good as you're getting from me. Trying to cap motivation. Do you see Luka as everyone mad he didn't shoot the last game, so he comes aggressive from 3? Maybe like you get an extra attempt in the first quarter because it's on his mind, and in the fourth, if the game's close, he's probably more aggressive. But all in all, Luka's been doing this a long time. All NBA, you name it, he's basically done it. Other than win chips. No, I don't think that'll be a big piece. I don't think that'll be a big piece of his mindset. Jeremy Grant points in this game. I'm just going to go back through all the requests, and then we should be at an hour. We'll get out of here. Hopefully we have a good day. Hopefully it's a very profitable day. So we've obviously got pieces out here. Very small sample for 2025, but what we can try to do is see volume was over 12 every time, right, on his field goal attempt. So we can start there, look at games with 12 or more. 56% hit rate, average of 22.3. He had 12 and then 17 in the other two. So let's try to define that down to 15 to 20. Obviously a great matchup. Let's fine-tune it. Defenses that struggle versus position. Jeremy Grant, not mad at you, bro. They don't have a good point of attack defender for him. He can get it done in multiple ways. Not mad at Jeremy Grant's over. Probably want to be around 20 plus myself, but no, Jeremy Grant's overs do look good. Gillespie unders with assists. No Devin Booker. Colin under assists. Close last 10. Lakers allow a fuckload. He had 8. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember? 8 threes versus. Oh, this just brought flashbacks. This just brought flashbacks. Y'all remember him cooking the shit out of us? I watched every second of that game. That was depressing. Under assists without Booker. Yeah, I think points, assists, PAs, I think they're all playable with Gillespie. Not mad at some Colin Gillespie unders. Bay 20 plus points. He's going under or getting 20, no in between. Let's go see what Bay looks like. That's the last game on the board, right? Second to last game, possibly. Sadiq Bay, points, bottom 10 defense. Oh, yeah, this is versus Utah. What's his threes line at? No, I wouldn't play it at that price. No opinions on Bay. He's made us some money this year, but nothing on him tonight. Allen or Colin Gillespie's threes. I've looked at Colin. Let's talk about Grayson Allen. Now, I know Colin smoked the shit out of the Lakers for 8 in the first matchup. I think Grayson missed a couple of the matchups this season. This is from 2024. Yeah, he played in just one of the games. Went 1 for 5 from 3, and played a lot of minutes. He had 7 assists in that game. What were his potentials? 10. He converted well. Points, scored just 13 points. Now you add no Brooks on top of it. Going to be nothing official for me there. Ben Shepherd over 3.5 rebounds at plus money. Indy is so beat up, bro. I've got no opinions for you there. Grayson Allen points should smack today. He had 38% last game, even in a blowout. 38% of their points. Is that what you mean? Theoretically, though, too, just be cautious with that because starters start for a reason. If the starters get pulled, you should expect there to be less points overall, which means their share actually distributes higher. There's a special way to say that, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. Some big long word. All right, we're 57 minutes in. Anything from anyone else? Pretty big card for what we got today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays out there. So 7 plays, 10-game slate, not uncommon. Wouldn't be surprised if we have a late ad or two. We are doing the rollover challenge. We're just on day 2 here. Thought about giving it a go yesterday. I was going to run Donovan Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, Murray, and Jokic. But Mitchell didn't play, so I decided there wasn't enough looks. And then Murray, I guess he would have voided. You guys said he voided. I didn't bet on him, but yeah, Maxey blocks and steals. Look at him real quick. Steals and blocks, C+, head-to-head. This is what I'm going to say to you, Christine. You got to wait for the injury news. If Mitchell plays, don't bet it. If Mitchell sits, I would bet it. Those are my opinions. No Davion Mitchell, which is a starting point guard for Miami. I would run it. If he does play, I'd probably stay off. Usage rate, King Cabana, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense than what you're trying to say. Dylan Harper over 16.5 PAs. That I kind of like that because I could see that game getting out of hand. Actually expect it to get out of hand. What was the request? PA. Let's go PA. Now you want to make sure starting guards were in the rotation so it doesn't affect his rotation if he's starter or not. Played really well in the last 5 or 6, right? Like since when is this? Since the new year, which I do like for a rookie. Where is this game? It's on the road. I don't like that. Prefer betting rookies on home. Road's not been an issue for him, though. Back-to-back hasn't either. It's a good spot to back him. Alex. It's a good spot to back him. I'm probably not going to deploy any overs on it, but it's a good spot to back him. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. We are right under an hour. I do appreciate all y'all for tapping in. 2-2 day on the show, 3-2 day in the Discord yesterday. Hopefully we can be a little more positive here today. Quickly to recap everything, Bam Adebayo under 27.5 points plus rebounds. Miles Bridges over 21.5 points plus rebounds. Wendell Carter Jr. under 7.5 rebounds. That is my play of the day. Klay Thompson 3+3s Austin Reeves under 28.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Jalen Green under 28.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. And Mark Williams under 7.5 rebounds. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. Catch y'all tomorrow. Until then, man, let's go.